All right, guys, welcome back to MAGA America. Today we're going to talk about Trump's inauguration and why it's such a big deal. In just a few days, Trump's going to be sworn in to office. It's going to be a great day. But first, let's look at his last inauguration and see if we can see what to expect from this inauguration.
Did I get that one right?
Here we go. It's a good one. I bet Obama hates this.
Chief Justice Roberts, President Carter, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, fellow Americans, and people of the world, thank you. We, the citizens of America, are now joined in a great national effort to rebuild our country and restore its promise for all of our people. Together, we will determine the course of America and the world for many, many years to come. We will face challenges. We will confront hardships, but we will get the job done. Every 4 years, we gather on these steps to carry out the orderly and peaceful transfer of power. And we are grateful to President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama for their gracious aid throughout this transition. They have been magnificent. Thank you. Today's ceremony, however, has very special meaning, because today we are not merely transferring power from one administration to another or from one party to another, but we are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people.
Same mission. We've got the same mission.
For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. Washington flourished, but the people did not share in its wealth. Politicians prospered, but the jobs left and the factories closed. The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. Their victories have not been your victories. Their triumphs have not been your triumphs. And while they celebrated in our nation's capital, there was little to celebrate for struggling families all across our land.
He could give this speech today. He could just do the same speech.
That all changes starting right here and right now, because this moment is your moment. It belongs to you.
Just do the same speech. It applies today.
It belongs to everyone gathered here today and everyone watching all across America. This is your day. This is your celebration. And this, the United States of America, is your country. What truly matters is not which party controls our government, but whether our government is controlled by the people.
Amen, amen.
January 20th, 2017 will be remembered as the day the people became the rulers of this nation again. The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer.
Just give the same speech.
Everyone is listening to you now. You came by the tens of millions to become part of a historic movement the likes of which the world has never seen before. At the center of this movement is a crucial conviction that a nation exists to serve its citizens. Americans want great schools for their children, safe neighborhoods for their families, and good jobs for themselves. These are just and reasonable demands of righteous people and a righteous public. But for too many of our citizens, a different reality exists. Mothers and children trapped in poverty in our inner cities, rusted out factories scattered like tombstones across the landscape of our nation, an education system flush with cash, but which leaves our young and beautiful students deprived of all knowledge. And the crime, and the gangs, and the drugs that have stolen too many lives and robbed our country of so much unrealized potential. This American carnage stops right here and stops right now.
The same speech applies. Joe Biden's ruined this nation. Trump's bringing it back.
We are one nation, and their pain is our pain. Their dreams are our dreams, and their success will be our success. We share one heart, one home, and one glorious destiny. The oath of office I take today is an oath of allegiance to all Americans. For many decades, we've enriched foreign industry at the expense of American industry, subsidized the armies of other countries while allowing for the very sad depletion of our military. We've defended other nations' borders while refusing to defend our own.
That's right. That's right.
And spent trillions and trillions of dollars overseas while America's infrastructure has fallen into disrepair and decay. We've made other countries rich while the wealth, strength, and confidence of our country has dissipated over the horizon. One by one, the factories shuttered and left our shores, with not even a thought about the millions and millions of American workers that were left behind. Right. The wealth of our middle class has been ripped from their homes and then redistributed all across the world. But that is the past. And now we are looking only to the future.
Don't you know Obama hated this speech? Look at him.
We assembled here today are issuing a new decree to be heard in every city, in every foreign capital, and in every hall of power. From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first.
It's coming back in just a few days.
Every decision on trade, on taxes, on immigration, on foreign affairs will be made to benefit American workers and American families. We must protect our borders from the ravages of other countries making our products, stealing our companies, and destroying our jobs.
Everything he's saying is what he did. He did that during his presidency, and he's going to do it again.
Protection will lead to great prosperity and strength. I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
He got shot for us. He got shot, stood up, said, fight, fight, fight.
America will start winning again, winning like never before. We will bring back our jobs. We will bring back our borders. We will bring back our wealth. And we will bring back our dreams. We will build new roads and highways and bridges and airports and tunnels and railways all across our wonderful nation. We will get our people off of welfare and back to work, rebuilding our country with American hands and American labor. We will follow two simple rules: buy American and hire American. We will seek friendship and goodwill with the nations of the world, but we do so with the understanding that it is the right of all nations to put their own interests first. We do not seek to impose our way of life on anyone, but rather to let it shine as an example. We will shine for everyone to follow. We will reinforce old alliances and form new ones and unite the civilized world against radical Islamic terrorism, which we will eradicate completely from the face of the earth.
And he did that. He did that.
At the bedrock of our politics will be a total allegiance to the United States of America. And through our loyalty to our country, we will rediscover our loyalty to each other. When you open your heart to patriotism, there is no room for prejudice.
It's not about race. We're one country, united.
The Bible tells us how good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. We must speak our minds openly, debate our disagreements honestly, but always pursue solidarity. When America is united, America is totally unstoppable. There should be no fear. We are protected, and we will always be protected. We will be protected by the great men and women of our military and law enforcement. And most importantly, we will be protected by God. Finally, we must think big and dream even bigger. In America, we understand that a nation is only living as long as it is striving. We will no longer accept politicians who are all talk and no action, constantly complaining, but never doing anything about it.
That's exactly right. All talk, no action. That's what Joe Biden was and all the Democrats.
The time for empty talk is over. Now arrives the hour of action.
He could just do this speech again.
Do not allow anyone to tell you that it cannot be done. No challenge can match the heart and fight and spirit of America. We will not fail. Our country will thrive and prosper again. We stand at the birth of a new millennium, ready to unlock the mysteries of space, to free the earth from the miseries of disease, and to harness the energies, industries, and technologies of tomorrow. A new national pride will stir our souls, lift our sights, and heal our divisions. It's time to remember that old wisdom our soldiers will never forget. that whether we are black or brown or white, we all bleed the same red blood of patriots.
That's right. That's right.
We all enjoy the same glorious freedoms, and we all salute the same great American flag. And whether a child is born in the urban sprawl of Detroit or the windswept plains of Nebraska, they look up at the same night sky, they fill their heart with the same dreams, and they are infused with the breath of life by the same almighty Creator. So to all Americans in every city, near and far, small and large, from mountain to mountain, from ocean to ocean, hear these words: you will never be ignored again. Your voice, your hopes, and your dreams will define our American destiny. And your courage and goodness and love will forever guide us along the way. Together, we will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Now, when we talk about the 2025 inauguration, we just saw the 2017 inauguration. It took a while to get to this point, and there was a lot of hard work and sacrifice along the way. Just think about back to January 6th of 2021. There's people still in jail today for things that happened on that day that really they didn't have much to do with. Political prisoners. That's where this all started. This whole presidency has been an attack on American freedoms, and that's about to end on January 20th. Now, to truly appreciate Trump's inauguration, we got to go back. Now, we don't go back to January 6th, we go back even further. Because his first president, he was handicapped. First, there was the Russia hoax. They started this whole big thing about Russia, 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 Russia. Trump working with Russia to get elected. That made no sense. It never made any sense. It was all a hoax. And they pushed it for years that he colluded with Russia. He colluded with Russia. Millions of taxpayer dollars were wasted saying that Trump colluded with Russia. And what did they find? It was all a lie to undermine the President of the United States. The next thing, 2 impeachments. No other president has faced 2 impeachments. And both of them were based on partisan politics. First, it was a phone call with Ukraine. A perfectly good phone call. Nothing wrong with the phone call. Then they blamed him for January 6th, which he had nothing to do with. And both of those were designed to take him down. January 6th, they wanted him to never come back again. That's the reason for January 6th. Nancy Pelosi didn't send the National Guard. He asked them for them. He knew there would be a lot of people, and they never wanted him to come back. But they couldn't stop him, and he's back. And on January 20th, he's going to be inaugurated again. And then the media, I think it was, they did a poll, and 92% of the media was completely against him. The media has been attacking him since he came down the escalator in 2015. Think about all the things that this man has had to overcome. He got banned on social media. He couldn't post on Twitter. Then Elon bought Twitter, and that's crazy. Was a great turnaround for free speech. But they weaponized the justice system against him. I don't know how many trials. 4 trials. They went after him for documents, unclassified documents. They went after him for the voter thing in Georgia. They went after him for a case in New York, a couple cases in New York. Time after time after time, they went after him. So this isn't just a victory for Trump. This inauguration is not just a victory for Trump. It's a victory for the forgotten man that Trump talked about in 2015. And we've seen in the presidency of Joe Biden why we don't need to forget about the forgotten man. Prices are up 30%. People can't afford groceries. This inauguration is a big deal, and I'm ready for it. In 2017, Trump promised to drain the swamp, to bring back jobs to America, and to put our economy first, America first. And he did that in his presidency. And he was going to continue to do that in 2020. So this second term is going to be about unfinished business. You can hate Trump, you can love Trump, whatever you want. This thing is sure about Trump. When he says something, He's going to try his best to do it. Now, he can't do everything because the Congress and the Senate, he has to work with them. But he's going to do his best to figure out ways to get things done. So Donald Trump's inauguration is not just about Donald Trump. People say, you're in a cult. No, you're not in a cult. It's about all of us. Every single American who's been ridiculed for their beliefs, censored for speaking out, scared to talk about politics, or left behind in the system, this inauguration is for you. This moment is a reminder that you matter, your voice, your vote, and your values. They are what drive this movement. And together we've proven that no amount of lies matter. No amount of corruption, no amount of attacks. You can shoot him, you can try to put him in jail, but the American people still rose up and said Donald Trump will be our next president. And on January 20th, he's going to take office again. It's just a few more days. So guys, it's going to be a historic day. There's going to be millions of people in Washington. I've thought about going myself. I don't think I'm going to make it, but it's going to be a great day. Washington will be filled with patriots. And on that day, Trump will be inaugurated. And there's things he's promised he's going to do on day one. One of them is restoring border security. The second one is reviving energy independence. The third one is tax cuts. We're going to get tax cuts. Now, I don't know if that can be done day one because of the Congress, but these are things that he's promised that he's going to get done. And then he's going to start draining the swamp. All these federal investigations, these people going after parents in school buildings for complaining about the way that transgender ideology or the woke ideology is ruining their children, he's going after them. He's going to tackle election integrity. I mean, I would love to have a nationwide voter ID law. What's the problem with voter ID? Makes no sense. He's trying to cheat if you don't have an ID. He's going to restore law and order. Blue lives will matter again. These are just some of the things that we can expect presidency. And lastly, he's going to make America great again. Guys, thank you for joining us. If you enjoy the content, I got 2 videos. I'm always pointing at where they are. I don't really know. I'm always missing my point. They're somewhere on the screen. Click on them if you enjoy it and you want more. There's some products somewhere around here. I can't figure out where they are either. Click on those. I'll figure it out in the future. But thank you for joining us, and get ready for the inauguration.